Hello and welcome back, and welcome to anyone that's new around here. We are the Scotters. 2 years ago, we left behind the familiar and planted new roots in the rugged beauty of northern Portugal. Since then, our days have been filled with building, raising a barn to call home, breathing life back into an old stone house that one day will be our forever off-grid home. Tending to the land and welcoming a growing family of animals. All of this is part of our journey towards a more self-sufficient, renewable and sustainable life. But the past month we have taken on our most ambitious project yet. Harnessing the power of water. With our own stream as the source, we've installed a turbine that, if goes well, it will turn flowing water into electricity. It's been a challenge, an experiment in patience and persistence, but the real question remains, will it work? Let's find out this week. And if you do enjoy our videos, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button and leave us a comment. Turbine week. Are we going to get electricity this week?
I am 99% sure we will. So thank you everybody for your comments about the air.
You guys are super on it. Like, you know a lot.
I know, it's an absolute bank of knowledge. It's amazing.
Sorry, I was going to say, I am trying to get through all the comments. Badger's reading them all. I'm trying to reply to everyone. But there's quite a lot, so I'll get back to you all. But thank you so much. So keep them coming.
Yeah, it's amazing. And it's made us think about the whole process. So we are going to put a vent on, like people said. So we've been and bought the bits and bobs for that today. So the plan is to get the turbine hooked up, water and all, and then we're going to run the cable back up to the solar, and then we're going to go put the vent on, and we'll drain it all out and test it and fill it and see what the dam is like, see if that fills up with the pressure, and then we'll see if we get power.
And you've got a filter for all the stuff.
Yeah, I've got a filter to go on too. So we'll get it all hooked up. Let's see if we get power. Turbine, the cat's best friend.
Honestly, Crumbs cracks me up. Look at him. Next to the river.
He was in the river a minute ago.
I know, I got a video of him. Do you think he's got attachment issues?
Well, everywhere I am, he's next to me. And so
Or
is
on
the
your head.
Labrador. I basically walk around like Dr. Dolittle at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm giving off a pheromone.
Yeah. I think they can feel you're stressed about the
I can hear
turbine.
wild deer just coming through the forest to stand next to me. Maybe it's my name. Maybe I'm a forest animal.
Yeah.
And they just can sense it.
I just think it's so funny. Look, he's just completely sparko on top of the turbine, keeping watch.
I think just slip in. So these are the spaces to keep the jet dead in the middle. Crumbs, this is quite annoying.
Are you going to have a look, Crumbs?
Did you have a look down there? Crumbs, you're in the way. So as you can see at the back, try and focus on you can see the line dead in the middle of the jet. So that's the middle of the Pelton spoon. So that's perfectly set up, right in the middle. No need to space the washers, put washers in to space it left or right, because it's dead in the centre. So as you can see, we've got grease that's come out around the bearings, so that's good. And cat hair in there. And these are the copper coils. And on the inside of here are where all the magnets are. So this spins super fast and goes round the copper coils and creates an electromagnet which makes electricity.
Amazing. I'm so pleased well obviously you have to check it, but I hadn't seen inside there. It's so interesting. I had no idea what it does basically.
It's really hard to get back on because the magnets try and stick to it. So you have to get it lined up. There we go. Now I need to put on our auto greaser. So we pumped it up in the previous video, and now we can see that the grease has come out of the bearings, which is what it says needs to be done. So I'm going to take that little nipple off there because there's one on here, and then wind that in, and then we pump this full of grease, and then that will slowly spring fed just feed the grease into the machine. It's run out.
It's run out.
Huh?
It's run out.
Yeah. Go and get some more. That's all right though, it's got plenty in there for just setting it up. You need to go and get some of those. Now I need to pipe it up. Get it ready.
What are you trying to work out?
Just trying to keep it going downhill. That's all. So I think if I did it there, I can still get that off. So I've glued it all up. I've got it teed in so that both jets have got equal 63mm pipework. And then I'm going to put a filter on, and then I'm going to attach the 90mm to that end.
Right.
Then we're ready to go. I know this, people are going to be like, oh, that seems an unusual way to do it. Now looking at it, it does look a bit of an unusual way to do it, but it's kept the slope going down to this one. They're all in line, it's locked nice and solid, so I'm going to put some supports on to keep it upright. And worst comes to worst, if I have to cut it and move it over a little bit, it's not the end of the world.
But we are learning as we go, so...
Exactly, yeah. So we are, I would say, nearly there.
So the pipes are all connected to the turbine. Now we need to connect the...
Just connect these two together and connect the valve properly. So we put this on, and we need to put this in here, and this. Now the fun bit, I've got to cut the wet pipe.
Oh dear. The bit of pipe we needed fell off the bank. Luckily it hasn't washed away. And he's off again on his broomstick.
So this is the filter. This is going to go on just before it goes into the turbine, just so that any big bits of debris that might have made it through will stick in there, and then we can come down, shut that valve off, open it, let all the junk out, clean it, put it back in, and then turn that back on again.
One for the ladies. You can do it with your bare forearm.
Just one arm today. Oh, I can't get it to go anymore.
Go on, Badger. You can do it.
Seems quite tight. It's not 100% the way there, but... No. Right, if you want to go up there and turn the valve on, I'll let this flush out for a minute. Then so you turn it off, I'll put the filter on, then we can test the pressure.
Okay.
Whew.
Well done, Muscles.
Go on then, turn it on. Okay, turn it off.
Good morning. We are back after a soggy day yesterday.
we're back.
Another bit of pipe on your shoulder.
Pet tube.
You smashed targets yesterday. Badger, obviously you tubed it all up, piped it all up on the turbine.
Yep.
So this morning, the sun is out.
So we
Which
are
is so
going
nice.
up to check the dam and also put this in as a vent to let the air out. And then we're going to go back down to the bottom, open a valve up, and hopefully that should clear a lot of the air and give it a few days to settle down. But hopefully we shall get power!
Ah! Right, it's the long walk up through the forest to go find the dam. Right, we're up where the little dam is, so let's go see how it's getting on. So how's it looking? You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm really happy. So now that we've turned the valve off at the bottom, the tube is completely full of water, and the actual dam bit that we built is full right to the top, which is really good news because when we were testing it, there was like an outlet like this, but now when we turn it over to the turbine, there'll be two outlets like this. So this should go down much slower, which should keep the aerated water at the top. So fingers crossed, but also what we're going to do over the top is a screen. They have got a name, I can't remember, koala, something like that. Not a koala. But we're going to screw that over the top so the water should go over the top like a really thin mesh of aluminium or stainless steel, and drill that in so that any leaves or debris go over the top, or big stones, and a little bit of silt might be able to get through, but the water should drop, which will stop that mass of water going in and creating that air. So that should go on, but at the moment I don't think the air can travel. It's about, I would say, 700 or 800 down from the top of the water. So I would hope the water would have settled by then. So the plan is I need to turn the valve off on the dam door, and then we need to go down, I don't know, 10, 15 feet to the best spot, cut the pipe, put a T in, and then we'll put a vent in, and then we need to put something over the end of the vent to stop it going in and living in there. And then turn the valve on, allow it to fill up again, and then we need to go down and turn the turbine on.
Closing this valve now. Oh, wet arms. Cold?
It's wet. It's alright, it's not too bad. I see the problem. You were stood there directing it at me.
Sorry.
Right, now we need to go down there and cut a section of pipe, put a T on, put the tube up.
That's it. after a domestic and very wet leg, it's in.
Harder than expected. Probably with those 90mm fittings, it's so hard to get them straight. You're like forcing it and then you don't have enough power to hold it and turn it to get it started. So yeah, 90mm fittings are a two-man job.
The air vent's in.
The air vent's in. So, the reason I put it here is because this is naturally where it went, and it goes over this rock, and then I don't think there are any other significant rises in the pipe. So I'm hoping that it will come down, rise still below the level, so it's still on a fall, and the air should go up there, and then that should be it. It should be most of the air out, because everywhere else down there hasn't got another rise to come down again. So, fingers crossed, we need to go and test it.
Okay, so the dam is just there, then the pipe goes all the way along here, which is our water path up there, and follows all the way through our land, and then that's the main river. So for any confusion, the pipe doesn't actually go through the river, it's on our water track, water path. Right, so we had a quick lunch break, all fueled up and ready to go. I think the air vent's going to work, fingers crossed. Badge has had a read through the manual online. Ages ago I said, oh, there's only one sheep, but actually there's loads and loads of information online. So yeah, he keeps referring back to that, which is super handy. So the next plan is to get the wire from here, the barn, the kind of electrical bit out the back, and roll it all the way down to the turbine. Then we're going to check the pressure, make sure the filter's on, all that kind of stuff. So, a busy afternoon. Let's go try it out. Can we just appreciate this sunbathing piggy? She is loving it down there. Ladies at lunch. All fueled up after lunch?
Yeah, man. And I'm ready to go down, commission this turbine, see what power we're getting out of it. But so we need to run the cable down so we can test the power while it's on, but it can only be on briefly without a load because the turbine doesn't like it. So this is special cable, it's armoured, so you can't dig through it. Well, I suppose a JCB could, but you can't. And the first thing you hit is the armoured cable, so you won't get electrocuted. So I thought that was best to go through the land just in case there was any animals chewing it or whatever.
Yeah.
So we need to roll it down, but it is extremely heavy.
Okay.
So hence why my temporary roller system.
So we're rolling it, oh, and then we'll drag it up. Or you're gonna?
No, I'm gonna
start
there and then roll it down. I think it'd be easier than pulling it back up.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let's go. Because it will try and run you over all the time. It's quite heavy. That's it, and then guide it down. Probably do it in two hands. Then you'll be able to pull one way and the other.
Do you want it in the middle?
No, it just doesn't matter where it is now. It's just to get it unravelled. What are you doing? Obviously you're holding one tighter than the other. That's why it's going right all the time. It is, because you're pulling that one up. I can see it. Okay. I love that I get my phone out and she starts laughing because watching Kayla walk. It's a very difficult dog to walk, isn't it? Heel, boy. Heel. Go in front of it and walk backwards. Oh, okay.
What contraption are you making now, Badger?
Well, I've lost the washer, so I'm hoping that if I wind this on here tight enough, I'll be able to roll it off and put it into the other half and make a washer.
It's the one bit we're missing today.
I know. It's because the cardboard box I brought everything down in has got a hole in it.
It's never simple.
No.
The badgers, I've just released the valve up here on this terrace, and badgers just checking it through, but it's making the most awful noise. I know they're quite noisy, but one side, the one he's touching, is making the noise. The other side's fine. Don't know if it's something to do with the pipes or... Definitely doesn't sound good though. Right, so we have water going through the turbine. How's it looking? Few noises coming.
Yeah, so I think that it says when it's on you need to tweak it. So this one we've got perfect, so you can barely hear a hum. So when we put this one on, look, we get a much louder hum. So if we adjust the line there, it disappears again.
Okay.
So we need to just readjust the angle of this one, this nozzle.
No, it's not too bad now. So Badger was just saying there's no power coming out because the magnets are down there, aren't they? So don't panic, everyone.
Yeah, so the rotor's off down there, the magnet which creates the electricity. So this is just commissioning it, get it spinning, make sure the grease is all where it should be, test the pressure, etc. Get all the air out. So I'm just going to let it run for a little while, see if we can get the air out, because the pressure seems to drop every now and then. So I think it's got a bit of air in it, so we need to just let it run basically. So. Right, so I think we're getting air in the pipe, which is giving us like a bit of a bouncy
Still after the
reading.
Vent.
After the vent, yeah. I think what I'm going to have to do is walk up the pipe, follow it all the way up, just check every valve isn't weeping somewhere that's sucking air in, and connect the disc, tighten that up. And then if there are any really high spots, maybe prop the pipe up at the lows, get it to go level, just sort of tweak it all the way up. But I think really it will take a good few days for the air to come out of there anyway. But I'm hoping with the lower sized output on the turbine, the air should come through more slowly and go out of that vent before it gets the chance to get into the air into the system. So I'm going to try and put the magnetic rotor back on now, and then I need to do a test to make sure that the output isn't too high for the inverter that we've got. And then I need to connect this end and that end, and then we can let it go and let it charge the batteries for a bit, even at half power, whilst we tweak it as we go along.
And are you going to leave one side on?
Well, the other side seems to slow it down at the moment, so I need to tweak that and have a look at the manual and see what it says. But when I looked at the jets, they were perfectly lined up with the centre of the peloton, but it seems to either might be angled up and it's causing a bit of friction against the wheel going the other way, or if the other one is going too fast, let's say, maybe the splash of that is knocking against the jet of that one, making it not hit where it's supposed to hit. So I just need to have a look at that. But one on will give us a bit of half power and get us charging for now, and then we can tweak it as we go. I don't think this is something you just turn on and expect it to just work.
I think that's what I was expecting.
I think it needs a bit of love and care and attention until you fine tune it and get to know it. And she's being a bit of a pain, Pamela, but bless her.
all the best girls are.
All the best girls are. They're worth the effort. Put the RCBO in the consumer unit, wire the other end of this cable into the inverter, wire the inverter into the consumer unit, and reprogram the solar system to allow for the power to come back the other way. So I've got to do all that before we can use it anyway, but we can set it up wire it up and test what power we're getting out of it.
And then do that bit.
And then we do that bit.
Okay. Right, so we've forgotten a plug, so we're gonna meander our way back up through the terraces and sort the wire out at the same time. So 2 jobs in one, hopefully. And then we can get her wired up. So the turbine's down there. I don't know if you can see the little blue bit. I'm up here with the piggies. Hi girls. Hey Kellies! And I've got the wire. Badger has just gone up there. And we need to lift the wire up there to the back of the barn. Are you gonna help me, Fig? Yeah?
Right, so yesterday we got all the wires in place. We're all the way back up to the Solace inverter, which then goes into the consumer unit, and then the inverter has been programmed to sense that and switch enough power either way. I don't really get how it works, but it's super wizardry in there. I'm about to go down. I have flicked it on briefly to make sure that everything works and the connections are all there, but this is going to be the first time to test it to see if we get some power. I think the pipe itself has got air in it, so that would be the next one. We're going to turn it on, see how we get on with a bit of running pressure, and then we're going to walk up the pipe and see if there's any significant dips that we can't see that we put through the woodland bit. Try and sort those out, make sure there's no debris, and then I think today we're going to go and get a screen. I can never remember the name of them, to go over the top, which should cover it and stop all the leaves going in, but allow the water to drop down and hopefully slow that aeration as well. But I'm going to head down there. I'm going to turn you around before I fall over, and we'll turn it on.
So Badger has just gone down to the turbine, and I'm up here waiting for the numbers to come up on the inverter, I think it is. I'm so excited to see what actually comes up. It was a busy day yesterday, so yeah, I don't know what we're going to get, but let's see. Okay, Badger just shouted up to me that he's ready. He's about to turn it on. So let's see.
Right, here we go.
Ooh, we have light. An alarm operation. Power. Got power. I'm not sure how quickly it's meant to come up. So there's no watts at the moment. Right, Badger has just come up from the turbine and
It's glorious news.
is furious.
Yeah, well, basically the turbine is on and giving out power, and the power is being read by this, but for some reason it's finding that it's got a high or over voltage on the grid side, which it hasn't, because it shows that it's 225 or 230 volts, but it's telling me that it's not. And even anything I do with it, it will not accept that the other side, even though it's telling me it is incorrect. So I have no idea what to do with this. So I need to ring the turbine guy, see if he knows anything about this, and I need to contact Solace and see if they know what's going on.
Or if any of you guys do.
Yeah, or if any of you guys do. But I'm so disappointed we've got power coming out of the turbine, but it can't convert it into the power that we need. and I don't know why. I've tested everything and it just seems like this might be the problem, but I don't know.
So sorry guys.
No power. Well, sort of power, but not the right power.
This is not the end of the week we were hoping for. We thought this would be the last story of the turbine.
I thought it would come on and it would just be raging us and showering us in voltages, but no. So, we are going to have to sort it out.
You're going to have to fix it.
Love it when a week ends with a problem rather than like a win.
Yeah.
Got power through.
Well, there you have it. The ups and downs of off-grid life. To say we're gutted is probably a bit of an understatement. But I have got faith. I'm sure we'll be able to fix it very soon. And thank you so much for sticking with us because, yeah, it means a lot to us. So yes, a bit of a longer video this week. We were hoping to get everything in and it be powered up. But hopefully next week we will have it fixed, finished, and the final cost of the whole turbine. Badger is currently on the phone to the turbine guy and sent an email to Solace. So fingers and toes crossed that next time you see us on our video, we'll be having full-on power party. Anyway, I hope you all have a super week and we'll see you next week at the same time. Ciao!